Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnananjana-Shabya Lakshmi-Pariya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Hare Krishna. As you know, today is a special program. The purpose of it is to make you encourage you to participate. Something very important. Gopal Krishna Goswami were serving the most important ruler 500 years ago. 500 years ago, the richest country in the world was India, not America. There was no America at that time. America was discovered much later. And the richest part of India was the kingdom of Bengal. And Bengal was being ruled by a ruler whose name was Maharaja. At that time, the population of the country, of this kingdom, was predominantly 99% Hindu, and the ruler was a Mohammedan. He was a good diplomat. He did a survey who could run the administration, and he found that these two brothers were very respected by everyone. So they were forced to take the position which was virtually like running the kingdom. One was either finance minister, the other was either prime minister. If you rule for some time, but their heart was not into this. What was their heart into? You know what? Joining Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initially in a place called Ramakeli. Ramakeli is now, I believe, in Bangladesh. And because these two brothers were so well known in society, they had to disguise themselves to go and meet Lord Chaitanya. So they said, Namo Mahavadaya Krishna Prema Praya Krishna Krishna. This is the name of God. Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful. And they said, in society people think we're very learned. We don't know who we are. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿. Lord Chaitanya told them, continue to serve for some more time. He gave them an example. Prabhupada uses this example in the Bhagavad Gita introduction. He gave an example of a married woman who has a lover. Externally, the married woman will be very conscientious. Internally, her thinking is, where can I go and meet my lover? So this example gives us how we should act in the material world. Externally, we may be doing a job or business, housewife, student, but internally we should be thinking, how can I serve Krishna with my efforts? How can I study for Krishna? The goal of all our life should be peace, Krishna. They both continue to work. But then Rupa Goswami resigned, much to the frustration of the king. And when Rupa Goswami resigned, he had a whole boat full of gold coins, isn't it? A whole boat full of gold coins. At that time, we didn't have the paper currency. Currency was more valuable. And he had so much wealth, and he divided it. He gave 50% to the Brahmanas. They were genuine Brahmanas, not commercial Brahmanas. 25% to his relatives. The 25% he kept for the ministry. Rupa Goswami resigned. His brother Sanatana also didn't want to continue the work. So he sent a notice to the king. I'm sick. And for 1 month, he didn't go to the office. He was studying the Srimad Bhagavatam with 30 other Brahmanas. The king said, Rupa has left the job. Now his brother Sanatana also ill. He sent his doctor to go and see what's wrong with Sanatana. Then somebody wants to come to your house, rings the bell, and you say, who is it? If you don't want him to come, he doesn't come. All right? And just like in the cell phones, before you answer your cell phone, you see who it is. If it's a bill collector, you don't answer. If somebody you owe money to, but if it's a friendly person, you do reply. But those days, these facilities were not there. So the doctor walked straight into Sanatana's room. There he saw Sanatana studying the Bhagavatam with 30 other Brahmanas. He went back to the king and said, Sir, this Sanatana is completely healthy. He's studying the Bhagavatam. So the king said, call him here. Sanatana went to the king. Sanatana bowed down to the king. The sign of his way. Your elder brother has proved to be careless. We are falling in his footsteps. Go and resume the job. Sanatana said, now I can't put my heart into the job. Please release me. There was no judiciary at that time. King said, no, if you don't resume the job, I'll put you in jail. And the king had him in prison. This is that time. Letter arrived from his brother. I have kept 10,000 gold coins with the local grocery store for your use. It appears that at that time, the bankers were the local grocery store, not the Mauritian bank or something. So he got the money. He was in jail. The king went out to conquer other areas. And he offered the jailkeeper a 5,000 gold coin, bakshi, donation he gave. In modest language they call it donation. In crude language they call it bribe. They offered the king, Srila Goswami offered 5,000 gold coins as a donation, called it dakshina, to the jailer. He said, no, I can't release you. The king knows you are not an ordinary prisoner, you are a VIP prisoner. It's not like the sea man's breeding. Okay, take 7,000 gold coins. Tell the king, I went to pass in the womb again, and I jumped in the river. They released him. So Sanatana had to go through secluded paths till he reached and he stopped on the way in a hotel or a motel or a retreat, something where people could stay. He even took with him a servant called, what was the servant's name? What? You know? Ishan was carrying 𝐾𝐲𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿. The manager of the proprietor of the motel and an astrologer at the entrance. He would figure out how rich the customer was, and then they would plunder. So the customer, the astrologer, told the proprietor, "This man is very rich." So he was getting VIP treatment. But sometimes when you get VIP treatment, you get suspicious, isn't it? If someone flatters you, praises you, offers you dandabats, then sometimes you get suspicious. What is this guy up to? So the hotel proprietor was so courteous, Sanatana got suspicious. He asked his servant, "Are you carrying any money with you?" He said, "Yes, I'm carrying 7 gold coins." She was carrying 8. Now they took those gold coins and gave them to the proprietor of the hotel. He said, "Please take this and help me cross the mountains because I need to go to Varanasi." And so Nathan sent Ishan back and they proceeded to Varanasi. In Varanasi, he was supposed to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying in the house of Chandrasekhar in Tapan Misra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his host, "There's a great sage standing outside, bring him in." And Chandrasekhar went out and saw. He couldn't see any sadhu. All he could see was a man with a long beard, and he concluded this man must be a Maula. He said, "No, I don't see any sadhu. I just see a Maula there." He said, the Lord said, "He's not a Maula, bring him in." And then the Lord embraced him. The Lord embraced him, and then the Lord could see that Sanatana was wearing a very expensive shawl. It was a Swedish shawl, probably. And it was given to him on the way by his brother-in-law, Śrīla. So Sanatana could see the Lord is not happy with this very opulent shawl that he was wearing. So Sanatana said, so Sanatana went to the bank of the Ganga, where there was a Bengali mendicant with a torn quilt, drying his quilt. Sanatana said, "Sir, I want to give you my new chadar in exchange for your torn quilt." He repeated that. He said, "Are you joking? You're going to give me an expensive chadar in exchange for my torn quilt? You must be joking." He said, "No." So Sanatana came with a torn blanket wrapped around him in front of the Lord. The Lord was very pleased. Why? The Lord said, one who was renounced, one who was in the renounced order of life, he should lead a simple life. Not anyway 10 rings and a modern day guru too. So Sanatana and Rupa were instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to do 3 things. Before they proceeded to Vrindavan, Lord Chaitanya gave them very detailed instructions on the process of devotional service. Lord Chaitanya told them, Brahmanda Brahmida Kona Bhagavanaji, Guru Krishna Gopāl, after traveling through many persons that lead a fortunate soul to receive soul of seed of bhakti. And how does the seed grow? It grows by the watering process. What is the watering process compared to? What is it compared to? Shravanam and Kirtanam. Lord Chaitanya explained. So Lord Chaitanya instructed Rupa and Sanatana Goswami to go to Vrindavan and execute 3 major activities. One activity was to identify places where the Lord had performed his pastime. Today when you go to Vrindavan, how many of you have been on Brajmandal Playground? Many of you. Every year I meet many Mauritians on the Brajmandal Playground. So on the Brajmandal Playground, we know this is this pastime was performed here. That's because of the work done by the Goswami. They identify the places where the Lord had performed his pastime. One was to identify places where the Lord performed his pastime. The second one was to write books on the process of devotional service, which they did based on the instructions that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to the 2 brothers. The third one was, what was the third one? To establish temples. We should construct temples in glorification of the Lord. So many of the temples that you see in Vrindavan today, all inspired and built by the Goswamis of Vrindavan. It was their effort. Of course, temples have been there for a long time. A lot of the temples in Vrindavan and North India were destroyed by the Mohammedan kings, especially Anzab. So, the Goswamis came, there were virtually no temples. So Lord Chaitanya desired that the temples be constructed in Vrindavan. So why do we desire temples be constructed? Prabhupada was instructed by his Guru to take the Vedic teachings to the West. So after Prabhupada established temples in America, Canada and Europe, Prabhupada concentrated on coming to India because he felt great pain to see that Indians were giving up their original culture. But then Prabhupada wanted to build temples in India, especially in Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Bombay. Prabhupada said, I can live underneath a tree like the Goswami. The Goswamis of Vrindavan, as you probably know, lived an extreme simple life. Just loincloth to cover his body. Lived by doing madhukari. And what did they do? They inspired the construction of the major temples of Vrindavan. As far as their religions were concerned, they were residing underneath a different tree every night. They didn't have a place to cook. They had no facility. But they were happy. But they knew that if they can stay in a different tree every night, we need to attract the people. We need to build a house for the Lord. What is a temple? What does Prabhupada say in Chaitanya Charitamrita? He said these temples are spiritual hospitals. Why do people go to a hospital? You're a doctor. Why do they go to a hospital? You go to a hospital to get cured. They're diseased. So they get cured, they can get special attention. Therefore, you go to the hospital. The Prabhupada says, a temple is a spiritual hospital. What does it mean? It means people are by and large conditioned, polluted, corrupted, in distress. Whereas if you go to the temple, bow down before the deity, have darshan of the deity, participate in the kirtan, listen to the discourse, you'll get purified. So, with this in mind, Goswami built this temple. Sanatana Goswami and Rupa used to live by doing Madhukari. Sanatana Goswami was going house to house, and he came to the house of one Mr. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿. This 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐿 had a deity of Madan Mohan, and they were treating the deity like a member of their family. The mother would say, she would scold the deity like she would scold her children. And the children would play with the deity as if it was one of their brothers. Nada said, this is not proper. The deity should be respected. Can I take the deity? I'll look up. I will look up at the deity. The 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐿 said, no! He's a member of our family. We can't let him go. That night, the 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐿 had a dream. In a dream, the Lord said, that mendicant who was begging you to hand me over to him, please do that. He will look after me better than you. So, Sanatana hut. And it was almost evening. There was a salt dealer who was headed for Agra. And he was a little panicky. He was panicky because he was seeing, now it's getting dark. The dacoits will come and rob me. He saw light in a hut. He went to the hut, and there was a deity of Krishna on the moon. He offered his obeisances. And by the time he came back, the boat which was stuck in the mud started moving. From Madan Mohan's mercy. So then, this businessman went to Agra, made a fortune, and came back. He brought all this money. He said, Sanatana, for your mercy of your deity, made this wealth. Sanatana said, now, with his wealth, build the temple. And he built the temple of Radha Madan Mohan. So, most of these temples in Vrindavan were inspired by Goswami. Rupa Goswami is credited with having inspired the construction of which temple? Which temple? Radha Govindi. Radha Govindi, of course, now the deity is in Jaipur. But there's a reason, because when the Mahamans were being brutal, most of the deities of Vrindavan were either dug below the earth or they were taken to Jaipur, which had a Hindu king at that time. Radha Govindi had the personal deities of Rupa Goswami. So, based on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order, Jiva Goswami inspired the construction of the Radha Damodar temple. So these principal temples of Vrindavan were all built by the Goswami. For living themselves, they didn't even construct a room. They were living under a tree, living by doing madhukari. Madhukari is a process where you go house to house, begging for alms, and you just survive, bare minimum. But to please the Lord, he constructed very often temples. So building temples is part of our Vedic tradition. Just like in the Islamic faith, they have mosque, isn't it? I'm sure in Mauritius, there are more mosques than temples. Right? I was in the Middle East a few years ago, and as I was walking, I saw every few blocks a mosque. So I asked the local devotees, is this built by the government? He said, no. Muslim, before he builds his house, he will build a mosque. And after the mosque is built, then he thinks of making his house. Whereas in the case of Hindus, first they build the house for themselves, then for their grandchildren, and for their great-grandchildren. And after everyone's palaces are built, then with some change that's left over, okay, I go for temple fund. In the Christians, you see, the churches in every corner, isn't it? If you go to Russia, in Moscow, there are thousands of churches, and these were all built by businessmen. So building temples, whether it's in the form of a mosque or a church or a temple, is an established process. So Prabhupada also wanted to follow in the footsteps of the Goswami. So Prabhupada, after he established ISKCON in the West, he turned his attention to India. And when he came to India, he wanted to construct temples. But Prabhupada said, I can live underneath a different tree every day. I can live underneath a tree. If I live underneath a tree, people won't come there. Will they? If I build a nice temple, so then people will come. So Prabhupada struggled, and a great struggle, to build the Hare Krishna land in Bombay. How many of you have seen the Bombay temple? You? Okay. So he built that beautiful temple. And as some of you may know, it's a real history, a real struggle, how Prabhupada struggled to build that temple. Then Prabhupada wanted a temple in Vrindavan Dham, the place where the Lord performed his pastime. And he wanted it in Mayapur. So Prabhupada established the need to establish temples. Why? A, that's the residence of the Lord. What is a temple? Residence of the Lord. There's a big man. When he gives a big man some big house to live in. You know? So who is bigger than the Lord? Is anyone bigger than the Lord? No. So building a temple is building a house for the Lord. If a temple is built, thousands of people come there. That's like going back to the Bombay temple, Hare Krishna land Jew. Before the temple was built, we had a small temple with Radha. And every day we would get 50, 100 people. Now since the temple is built, we get about 80,000 to 100,000 people there every day. It may not be that high in Mauritius because your population is a lot thinner. But if you're getting 50 people a day now, you'll probably get 2,000 every day once your temple is built. So, and when people come, they see the wonderful deity of the Lord, and they offer their respect. When they offer their respect, they're making spiritual advance. So these temples are spiritual hospitals where we come with due to where we come for rehabilitation. We need spiritual rehabilitation. That is provided in the temple. So Prabhupada came to your country in 75, the first time I believe. And he was very impressed by the enthusiasm of the local people. And what did Prabhupada say? What did he say? He said, Mauritius could become the first Krishna conscious country in the world. So I believe this land was obtained a long time ago. I remember when I came in the first time, 1985 or something. No, when I came, I met in Satyaraj. I believe the land was purchased, but I was given the impression it was donated. We had this land for a long time. Finally, the temple construction had started. I visited the temple yesterday. And I think the design is very good. The project is quite big. It's a big temple. It's well designed. The temple is only built with the efforts of the devotees, am I right? Or there's a parachute down from the spiritual world. Comes in a parachute. The temple comes and you just, they have what they call prefabricated buildings now. The prefabricated temple will descend from the spiritual sky. The temple will be built with the efforts of the devotee. What does Krishna say to one who helps the devotee? What does he say? Krishna says, those who help build my temple will be pleased, blessed, and they make spiritual advancement. When Prabhupada was building the Hare Krishna land in Bombay, there was one devotee, congregation devotee, called Mr. Sethi, who helped Prabhupada very actively. So Prabhupada was so pleased by his help. And at that time Prabhupada didn't have almost any help. All the disciples were foreigners. Prabhupada said, Sethi, you're helping Krishna. You're helping build a temple for Krishna. Yeah. And Krishna is building a home for you in his home. Prabhupada said, I repeat, you Sethi, you're making a house for Krishna here. And Krishna is making a house for you in his abode. So those who help build the temple are eternally indebted. The Lord becomes eternally indebted. And I strongly believe that this temple will inspire thousands of people. Your country is famous for tourism, isn't it? What is the main source of revenue for your country? Tourism and sugarcane and some other business. But there's a lot of tourists coming. But you don't have so many tourists coming to the temple, except those who come from India. Am I right? When we have a nice temple, there's a good chance you live in and attract thousands of tourists who come to your country. So this temple can be built we all enthusiastically participate. Sometimes we think, oh, if I give this donation to the temple, then what will my wife say? There's so much furniture, this to buy, that to buy, that to buy. You have a big shopping list. You should know that when you give to Krishna, are you ever a loser? No, only a gainer. For example, in the 10th canto, we read a famous story. The lady is selling apples. Anybody wants to buy my apples? In those days they had a barter system. So young Krishna, 3 years old, had greens in his hand, walking up to the lady who was selling apples. By the time he reached the lady, all the greens fell out of his hand. But that lady was so attracted to Krishna's beauty, she still gave the apples. She didn't say, oh, I'll become poor. And when she looked back, what did she find? What? Apples made of gold. You may say, that's not a bad deal. I'm ready to give a donation. Can you assure me I'll get apples made of gold? Yes, you get credit points. Those points are worth more than what gold is. Lord Chaitanya took sannyas and he was headed for Jagannath-puri temple. On the way he felt thirsty. There was a man selling buttermilk. Lord Chaitanya took his whole matka, drank the buttermilk and proceeded and moved on to Jagannath-puri temple. That milkman said, Sir, you drank all my buttermilk, where's the money? And Lord Chaitanya said, behind me, my colleagues are coming, they'll pay for this buttermilk. And then later, Lord Nityananda arrived with his devotee. And that milkman said, your colleague came and drank all my buttermilk and said, you will pay for it. Lord Nityananda said, sorry, we don't have any money. And the milkman said, okay, I'm going to go home. Tell the sannyasi that milk was a donation from me. So he proceeded to lift the big matka from the ground. When he proceeded to lift it, he couldn't carry it. It was so heavy. He said, what? He sold all my buttermilk. This pot should be completely light. It's heavy. He saw it inside. When he saw, what did he see? Diamonds, jewels, silver, minerals, all full of minerals. He gave them buttermilk, and what did he get? So when you serve Krishna, you get unlimited mercy of the Lord. And in order to build this temple, your devotee should go house to house in Mauritius and ask people to participate in this venture. So it's nice that many of you have contributed to make the temple come up to the level it is. Still a lot more has to be done. How many of you have contributed so far? Okay. It appears that only a few small percentages have contributed. How many of you would like to see the temple constructed as soon as possible? Everyone. You don't want to see it may take 20 years. Do you? When you're building your own house, what do? Work around the clock. Am I right? Work around the clock. You want to finish your house as soon as possible. So our desire should be to construct this temple as soon as you can, ASAP. But that can be only done if all the members of the community actually participate. A few years ago, we built a big temple in Pune. How many of you have seen it? Pune temple. So we built a temple in Pune. I was very involved in that. So to build that temple, the devotees not only had themselves, but they cultivated the congregation. They went house to house, connecting, asking for help. And thousands of people participated in the process to make that temple. The temples are built with the efforts of the devotees. And the program today is one of a series of programs. The goal is to request all of you to please enthusiastically support this temple. Is that a good cause? Yes. It's very soft here. Yes. Is that a good cause? Yes. And what's your deadline for building this temple? Huh? 2 more years? 1 year. It'll probably take 2 years, really. So, but that will only happen if all of you participate. So are all of you ready to participate? Yes. Yes, it's so lukewarm. If I ask, do all of you want to build your own houses fast? You say yes. Yes! But when it comes to the temple, it's how many of you would like to see the temple built as soon as possible? How many would like to see the temple built as soon as possible? So are all of you ready to help? Yes! Okay. Now you can explain what the schemes are. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama